Hi there. I'm Zack Stephens, and I like music. First instrument I played, my grandma taught me piano when I was 2. She's a piano teacher, and she taught a method called a Suzuki method. And basically what it is it's like by ear. She'll play the song, and then it's like my turn, and I figure out how to play it as well. And she'll kind of help guide me, but it's a lot of listening, and then trying, like, knowing what you want and then figuring out how to get what you want. And that's definitely played a big role in what I do now. So I did that from when I was 2 to, I think, 10. I did. But then after that, I kind of just went and did my own thing with it. But I'm very grateful for that background because it definitely gave me a good ear.
What instruments do you play?
Guitar, piano, bass. I play harmonicas, drums. Anything on the album you hear was me. Writing a song almost always starts with me on acoustic guitar. A lot of the times I'll just kind of grab it, play a chord, and then it's like, where do I go from here? And I play next chord I think of, and then normally the progression kind of starts to form, and then I figure it out. Well, recording was always something I wanted to do from the moment I started writing songs, which was probably about 2 years ago. I really started writing. And I always wanted to record them eventually. I just didn't know when, and it really just came down to when I ended up buying the equipment. So I bought this Focusrite 18i20. It's the big one. Might as well splurge. I will definitely be like brain dead at the end of some sessions. For example, yesterday I was recording drums for like 6 hours, and at the end of it I was just done. Like, I just kind of sat around and ate some food and then tried to relax. And typically I do end up recording for like multiple hours on end, and I don't really realize it because time does fly when I'm doing that, and I am enjoying it, which is good. It's so easy to write a song in the moment, but trying to go bring yourself back to that moment is really difficult, actually. Takes twice as long to do half as much work. Why? Because I like it. Quite.
Indeed. So what's your favorite instrument?
Guitar, for sure. I like how personal of an instrument it is. Like other instruments, like, literally take up a whole corner of a room, but like guitar, I can just take it anywhere with me. I can like play it in bed, falling asleep with it, like, while playing. It's just nice. I don't know. I like that.
Can you play guitar in your sleep?
I don't know. I think I was sleeping last time I did it, so I don't remember. What made me want to play guitar? Definitely, it was something I always wanted to do. And I do specifically remember, like, wanting to try to learn a ton of instruments. At one point I wanted to learn like violin, which in hindsight is like, why? But glad I didn't do that. I kind of went guitar instead of violin. I don't even know what I would have done with that. But anywho, guitar, I love guitar. I heard it in all the music I would listen to. Like, I was really big into 80s music in middle school. And yeah, a big song that really kicked off my obsession for it was More Than a Feeling by Boston, which I later found out was a 12-string guitar by, like, that's why it sounds so big and full and awesome. But anyways, I just heard that and I'm like, whoa, how can I do that? I want to do that. So yeah, which it wasn't until a little later till I actually picked it up, but it was always something I wanted to do.
You're in a band?
I am in a band. So I Formed, okay. So playing in public, started off, actually, it started with the music club thing in Mrs. Smolik's room. Um, After school, it was me, Drake, Owen, Ethan, Abram was there. Or might have been it. Reese was there. Um, yeah, and we just kind of jammed. We figured out a few songs. Owen hooked up like a Discord group chat. So we could kind of keep it together. We did a few songs with that, and it was fun. But ended up there's some creative difference in the group. Nothing hostile. Just kind of wanting to do different things. So me, Drake, and Abram ended up branching off into our own little trio. Eventually to be named Odd State. And we had a lot of fun with that. It's definitely, being in a trio, it does put a lot of stress on the, not trying to brag, but on the guitar player filling up a lot of sound, because it's hard. With a big band, you can fill up a lot of sound. Everyone's doing more simple things. But when you just have guitar, bass, and drums, basically bass covers the low end. It kind of just helps carry and push. And guitar really covers all of the otherwise musical aspects of it. And then drums is big sound filler, really, really cool. That drums really bring the energy and kind of set the mood, for sure. So they all play their different roles, but being the guitar player in that, as well as singer, it was a challenge, but I definitely grew from it. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, we played shows. I did a solo gig on the 4th of July concerts down at Kingsbury. That was fun. It was just me and an acoustic guitar playing and singing. I was busking. And it wasn't a gig. It was busking. But yeah, and then with Odd State, me, Drake, and Abram, we played a few shows. We played at, they had Buskerfest downtown, which I have a newspaper clipping of over there. Got in the newspaper. That was pretty cool, because that was our first show. That was fun. Pleasant surprise the next morning. We played at a car show. That was an interesting night. It's fun times had by all. We played, the biggest one was definitely Rib Fest. We opened for Rib Fest. So that was fun. We got about an hour set in, I think. My vocal cords were kind of dead at the end of it. Since then, I've been breathing better, and that's helping with my higher range. Also, my throat was just really dry. But no, it was good times. We did a few other shows in there. We did something for band camp last year with the marching band. That was fun. So yeah, that's my experience in the public eye, I guess you could say. Future show coming up very soon, which will have already happened by the time this is out. It's good stuff.
You think doing all that helped your overall skills?
How do I think, or do I think?
Like, do you think?
It definitely did help. It made me a lot more well-rounded, and also realizing how different parts play roles in songs. So small roles that add to the song. And in my case, one guitar player, I was doing like rhythm and lead type stuff at the same time, and it was a challenge along with singing. But it definitely made me a lot more well-rounded, and also just improved my skill and ability.
When and how did you decide to record stuff?
Oh yeah, so once I bought the equipment, and I got Reaper, which is the DAW I'm using It's cheap. It's $60, which I still haven't paid for yet. 86 days in, but they're chill. I'll pay it, I promise. It was go time from there, basically. So, uh, learning curve of how to use the equipment. I had to learn that, and I'm really not a fan of technology. Like I don't really enjoy it. I just want to like sit and play my guitars. Um, but it's definitely an obstacle I have to go over to get because I do want my music to be out there. So and I end up enjoying it regardless. So it's just kind of a pain when things aren't working. Um, like last night, it was literally like 3 in the morning, and then it's like, oh shoot, it's 3 in the morning. I have an ortho appointment in a few hours. No, uh, but yeah, I don't know. It's good fun.
That's nice. Uh, just random question. What's your definition of music?
Ooh, definition of music. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Um, it's definitely not so much about the sound and individual notes, but more the feeling, the emotions behind it, how it makes the listeners feel. Um, I would say so. Like, yeah, no specific notes or rhythms. It's all about the feeling of it because that's what it should bring out. Um, and I guess that's what I try to deliver. you know, my songs aren't perfect, but some of the flaws I end up liking because it gives it some soul to it.
Good. Um, just your overall journey of, you know, writing and recording and just everything with to do with music. What's like been the biggest challenge?
um, for writing, the biggest challenge would just be like, um, what do they call that in baseball when you like go for a long time and you don't hit anything?
A slump.
A slump. You get writing slumps, real bad. Um, every now and then. And luckily, in this stage, I haven't really had to deal with that because I've been able to collect some songs I've had written for some for a while. Some are still very recent, like even a few weeks. Um, but yeah, as far as writing, sometimes you'll hit creative slumps, writer's block, I guess you could say. Just nothing's working out. Um, and then like every day you go to pick up your guitar and it's like, man, I suck. And then like the next day you like find something else that works. It's like, yes, I'm awesome. I don't know. It's a real roller coaster as far as writing, but and it's very spur of the moment. Um, like I'll write a song in like a half hour, um, like totally finished, but it's only in that moment. Like if I if I'm writing and then I like fall asleep halfway through because it's like 3 in the morning. Um, then the next day I go to try to finish that song and nothing's like working. As far as recording, big challenge found out yesterday was recording drums. I thought vocals were hard to record. Um, no, I hate I won't say I hated recording drums because I did have fun and I actually maintained a fairly good mood. And I think it was because I was like very out of it mentally. It was just like, oh, messed up again, delete, redo. Um, because I think I'm good enough on drums, but I definitely don't practice it enough to be able to go through a whole song without messing up once, at least once that bothers me enough. Um, so it took a while. But also the thing is I started yesterday, the first song I recorded drums on. First song I recorded drums on yesterday was definitely the hardest song out of all of them. So once I got that done, I was able to knock out the next three reasonably quick and compared to the first one. Um, I did 4 songs in 6 hours, so I guess that gives you an idea of how long it took. But yeah, it worked out.
Okay.
What was your question?
I think you answered it.
Okay.
Hendrix.
Yeah, I got it up there. I have a Hendrix 8 8-track too. It's the Band of Gypsies album.
Oh,
I got it at the
record store. Too?
record store.
Lucky.
So
Did,
I got Ziggy Stardust right there, cassette.
do you think Jimmy influenced you?
Is this on camera?
Maybe.
Jimmy? Yeah, for sure. Actually, this guitar strap. Yikes! This guitar strap here that I use all the time. It's actually a replica of the one Jimi Hendrix played with at Woodstock. So that's that. Here's a picture of it, with Jimmy with it. No, I love the strap. It's really comfortable, but also it's just very cool. He definitely was an interesting guy. But overall, I mean, I love his music. He's undeniably insanely good at guitar. And yeah, he definitely directly inspired me, but also indirectly through, he inspired Stevie Ray, and Stevie Ray inspired John Mayer, and then John Mayer inspired me, and then Stevie Ray and Jimmy, they all inspire. I mean, they're great. They're crazy good. So, yeah, I like Jimmy.
And you said John Mayer influenced you too?
For sure. John Mayer. Yeah, because that was on the last one. We didn't get that, did we? I guess I can. Mysterious narrator, man.
Definitely not Drake.
Definitely not Drake. Definitely not my bass player. Yeah, John Mayer was definitely. I mean, I can't really not talk about how he influenced me. It was, I think, 2018. His single "New Light" came out, and I hadn't really known. I've heard his music before that. I didn't realize it was him. I didn't really know. But yeah, "New Light" came out. Saw it on YouTube, and it's like this 40-year-old dude dancing in pajamas. It's like, cool. That's fun. And then my dad later showed me a video. It was a concert. It was his 2007 Austin City Limits concert, and he opened it by, he was just like on guitar, his Strat, improvising, like, and I was just blown away. Like, I didn't know the things he was doing was possible, and I didn't know. That was also when I found out that people like improvise on instruments, like just off the top of his head. So it's like he was blowing me away with this skill, and then the fact it was off the top of his head, like my mind was just blown, and I'm like, I want to do that. So yeah, that was pretty early on. I had this guitar at that time. I just learned what's that song? What's that one Ed Sheeran song?
Shape of You?
No, the other one.
Wait.
The one that goes like, oh, Thinking Out Loud. Wait, no, how? It's been a minute. There it is. That. That. I learned that. That was like the first song I learned. And that was pretty much all I knew. And then I saw John Mayer, and I was like, you can actually like do stuff. Yeah, so then I bought my black Strat. Bought my black Strat. Love it. Along with this amp, I bought this amp with that Strat. I went to Sweetwater. You can put that on the floor. Actually, that'd just be a better idea.
What were? Can you tell me about the rest of your
My collection?
your collection?
All right. So, first guitar here. His name is Magnolia, actually. Named after the J.J. Cale song, Magnolia, because I really like that song. It's a great song. Great enough for me to just name my guitar after it. I mean, it's awesome. Then I got my black Strat. That was my second guitar. Then I got this it's a Fender, or not a Fender, Squier Fender. It's a 5-string jazz bass. I got a 5-string because I didn't really have intentions of being much of a bass player. I just wanted a bass, and that's what I got. And it plays great. It's awesome. But I got the 5-string because I had the option between a 4 and a 5, and they were like, it was a B stock model, or B stock, whatever, and they were about the same price. It's like, it's probably the only bass I'll ever buy. Just get the 5-string. So maybe frowned upon, but also it's missing one of the pegs, so it's kind of funny because from a distance it looks like a 4-string, which I find amusing. Next guitar after that, in order of when I got them, is this here D'Angelico. This guitar is so pretty. Like, it's beautiful. It's got like real mother of pearl inlays in it. It's so nice. I love the headstock too. But I'm gonna be real honest. Main reason I bought this guitar was because I just thought it looked really cool. But nah, it's great. It's like your ES335 type guitar. It's semi-hollow with 2 humbuckers, and it's really pretty. Did I mention that part? Next one in order. This is a cheap, like, I think it's a Kingston. It says on the truss rod cover, but it's just like one of those old budget guitars from the 60s. This is a bass. This was a made in Japan one. You can tell, well, one, it says it on there, but also just the vibe of it. It's very 60s made in Japan. It's got like the red sunburst on it. Kind of cool. Needs work. Friend Josh gave that to me for my birthday because like one day he was like, hey, I have this guitar in my trunk. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He showed it to me. I'm like, first off, that's a bass. Second, that's really old and kind of cool. And he gave it to me for my birthday because he didn't need it. It's like, cool. So, but it needs some work. I need to like resolder one of the pots. Also, the action is horrible. I need to mess with the truss rod and straighten out the neck. It's good stuff, though. Anyways, last one right here. This is a Stella acoustic guitar made by Harmony Guitars in Chicago, Illinois. And this one is also from the 60s. I found it on Reverb. I was really looking for like a smaller like guitar from that time period because I think it's just really cool and fun. Very like personal, lovable. It's good stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, and I don't know the exact date because the date stamp on the inside is like faded. So, but they only made that model. Well, they made it from like the 50s to, I think the year they stopped was like 71. So I just say it's from the 60s because that's a fair guesstimate. Those are my guitars. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. For right now. I'm always going to be buying more. But
Sure.
these ones, I don't think I'll ever sell any of these ones. I like them.
So, as I assume your family has been pretty supportive of you.
Yeah. Kind of they don't really involve themselves with neither of my parents play instruments. My dad's mom was the piano teacher, and my dad's siblings play instruments and sing. But neither of my parents, they just didn't. So it's kind of out of their realm, I guess. But yeah, they're supportive. I pay for most all of the stuff with my own money, so I'm just kind of like, Mom, I need your credit card. I'll give you cash. I need to buy this. But I'm budgeting, kind of. So it's good stuff. It's an expensive hobby for sure, but it works out, I guess. What was the question?
Has your family been supportive of your talents?
Yeah, I'd say so. They'll go to the shows, like they were at Rib Fest when we played there. Yeah, I'd say they've been pretty supportive. Not really much more I could ask for. So, yeah.
Good. So what are your future plans? Like, where do you see yourself way out there?
It's a good question. I don't know. It kinda, I guess wherever the wind takes me. No. Yeah, but no. We'll see. So, my 5-year plan is not to be a rock star. That would be nice, but that's unrealistic and just not smart to throw yourself in and be like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because you can't really just do that with music. I guess it depends on how well I take off. Ideally, if my music took off before high school, that would be great, because then I would never really need to like figure out real people, adult things. But no, as I think my plan right now is graduate and then do some sort of trade school, considering welding. But I'm not for positive on that. But what was I getting at? Question was
Future plans.
future plans. Yeah. So, but whatever I end up doing, I'll definitely always do music on the side. Yeah, I definitely have a big passion for it, obviously. So, yeah, it just depends how much money I can make off it, honestly. Because ideally, I'm not in it for the money, but I would want money from music just so I can keep doing it. You know, like enough to do it on its own would be ideal. So I guess we'll see though.
Okay.
See, to be determined.
Kind of backtracking to your family. Do you have any siblings?
I have Jake.
Tell me about Jake.
Jake is a great lad. I like him. He's goofy. He's good. I like him. Solid brother. Good brother. Brethren.
I mean, he's alright. I mean, his music's maybe subpar, like average at best on a good day.
I like him.
Good.
I like him. I guess that's all all I'll say on that.
Cool.
Good brother.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
My album's gonna be already out by the time you see this. Check it out. Should be on all platforms, as far as like Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube, Pandora, iHeartRadio even, I think.
Apple Music.
Apple Music, yep, that's the one. Should be out there. Check it out under Zack Tyler Stephens. Yeah, also check me out on Instagram. That's where I post a lot of stuff. Not too often because I don't like technology. But I should probably post more often, huh?
Maybe.
I'll do it when the album comes out. I don't know how that was, but my phone vibrated at the end, and I'm sure it picked it up. I might change that ending anyways, though. So I want a little more beef on the bass, a little more beef on the low mid, just because that pickup system, it's very bright, and it sounds like poo-poo. Next thing is going to be this limiter. So I bring down the ceiling, raise the threshold a bit. It kind of compresses the signal, and then it's not enough to redline it, max it out. So I can just bring it down as I go to mix. I don't have to worry about it not being a strong enough signal. And the compressor type thing, the limiter or whatever, that helped kind of bring it. I don't like that ending though. I don't like that chord. I'll listen to it. Okay, I can't use that cable. That's sad. I have to retire it already.
Say hi.
Hello. Saves time by not having to move around, but it wastes time because I have to move everything around itself. And who are you? You're connected to... Okay. Wait, so why did I do that? I don't even know what a hollaback girly is. Boom. Alright, smart mode is activated. So I'm going through, and at the top of each song, basically I wrote what I think it would need, and that's before I went in to actually record. Just kind of what I was hearing, like as far as the flow of things and what it'll all eventually need. So like I had this one guitar, bass, drums, vocals, and then like an octave vocal on the chorus, like a falsetto. And then I would cross them out as I went. But then as I would do the songs, I would either find that I didn't want one of the things, or maybe I want something else. So now I'm just making a separate list of each song I've done and what it still needs. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes my genius is quite frightening. Could be better. Could be worse. This is the one. That wasn't the one because I started at the wrong spot. Just kidding, I was actually at the right spot. Oh! Ah! Ah! Wah! Wah! That's what it was. As long as you're having fun. So I want to say as long as, but for the syllable count, I abbreviated it to as long as you're. It works. Are you questioning me? Good evening. Hello. This is my room / studio, I guess. So here we see I have a lot of my speakers, you could say. Amps, speakers. This is my main amp. It's my Fender Tone Master Twin Reverb. Solid amp, 212s, tons of power. Sounds great. Nice reverb in it. I love that amp. Over here, I got more amps, more stuff. I got a lot of these for free. Not the amps, but like the speakers. I got a lot of these like powered speakers. They're given to me, which is sweet. And if I ever want to hold like a Woodstock concert in Defiance, I have the equipment. So this here is where I record. This is where all the magic happens. So right here I got my Focusrite 18i20. This is my interface. It's great. I can record all kinds of stuff in it. Literally anything. It's got mic inputs, line inputs, or like instrument cable inputs, quarter inch. It's awesome. I love it. And then this here is my laptop. It's just a Dell. Was it like Inspiron something? I've had it since like middle school. But yeah, I got Reaper on it. Screen's a bit broken. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so Reaper, I can record, edit all of my stuff in here. It's great. So yeah, I spend a lot of time in this chair at that desk recording. That's what I do. These here, I just got super great. So these are some TC Helicon. I think that's how you say it. Helicon. And they're like vocal effect pedals. So I've been using them to record, but also live. They're going to be sweet. It's just a compressor and a reverb, so that way the signal isn't so dry. Gives it some flavor. Over here's this desk. Can't say I use it all the time because it's kind of cluttered. I got like cassettes. I have a little 8-track collection. Got a cassette deck. This was like my dad went roller. I think like my dad's old cassette deck. Record player here. All kinds of little goodies. I like toy cars. I'm really into cars, but it's too expensive, so I just go to like Hot Wheels and stuff. But I like it. So yeah, good stuff. I got all my shoes down there, I guess. Kind of a mess, but I like Vans. Here's my bed. I sleep here. Yeah, I have a bunk bed. I store. You can get this shot over here. I basically just keep like guitar cases up there. Like, it's kind of a mess. But it's nice because otherwise I'm really getting kind of short on real estate in here. That's good. Works out. I got some posters, got some stuff. It's nice. That's cool. My friend Josh made that. It's like a pixel art of me. It's really cool. He did that for my birthday. It's very nice of him. Got a nice frame for it. Looks great. Led Zeppelin, John Mayer trio. That's just a cool picture. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Talk.
Meow. Okay.
Okay, that's good. I'm okay. Okay. You good?
Oh yeah. Is my foot in the shot? People don't like feet. What was the question? So I did that from when I was.
Gents,
Go away.
what?
We're recording.
Just as much, if not sometimes even more of a.
Can I have your hanger?
We're kind of busy.
Closing thoughts on said Suzuki method.
Dog, I don't know.
Sure.
What was the question? What was the question? What was the So, what was the question? What was your question? What was the question? John, wait. Yeah.
John. What were
I guess. What was the question? Goodbye.